And welcome everyone. This is round 2 of season 3 RaceOnOz PC League. How you all going out there tonight? My name is Nick and I'm joined by JJ Penguin in the commentary box. We are going to be doing 100 minutes of Barcelona. So that's right, 100. We're about 6 minutes and 50 seconds away from doing that. But before we get into it, JJ, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, Nick. Sorry, a little bit delayed getting into this one. We have got a bit to cover prior to the start of this one, and we will start off with the results from the previous round. We've got the results from the AM Series race at Silverstone last week, which was won by John Drum in the BMW for ignition controls. And then we have the results for the Pro Series race from Silverstone, won by Andy O'Hara. And the Silver Class winner was Adrian Rice.
Yeah, it was a great race last week at Silverstone. Andy O'Hara put on a bit of a clinic, actually. It was he was contested a little bit in the beginning of the race. He had a nice little scrap early on with Bruno Gallo, but Bruno just made a little mistake, and that was enough to cost him position. That kind of released Andy. And then it was another Andrew Lawrenson. He did contend with him for a little while, but O'Hara managed to jump him at the pit stops. And then he pretty much set 3 fastest laps of the race in a row. That just pretty much solidified his position there. Lawrenson tried to take it to him, but just couldn't quite get on the same pace as Andy O'Hara as he took out the win. So congratulations to him for Ignition Control Racing Team.
Yeah, there was 31 starters last week, which is really, really good effort. And we'll go to the Drivers' Championship and the standings with the AM class. We've got John Drum on top. In Silver class, we've got Adrian Rice on top. And for the Pro Championship, we've got Andy O'Hara on top for ignition controls. And we'll have a quick look at the Teams Championship. At this point, with Gamesman Racing leading.
Yes.
It's very tight at the top of the table. So Gamesman Racing, 5 points from a tied second place between Pagny Next Level Racing and Ignition Controls Racing. So this is going to be quite exciting as we get through the championship, as we bring up the Barcelona track facts, and I'll let you go through this, Nick.
No worries. So, yeah, Barcelona, Circuit de Catalunya. It's a tricky one, this one. I participated in the Wacky Wednesday race last week. I was rubbish at it, but I think that was more just me rather than the track or the car. But, yeah, it's an interesting one. It's that front left. The front left tyre cops a real pounding around here. A lot of constant radius corners, especially through turn 3. It's probably the longest one out of all of them. And by the time the car gets to turn 16, that front left is just absolutely screaming for mercy. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the guys manage that tonight. But yeah, not a bad little circuit. Probably, I wouldn't say it would be too many people's favourite. But still a good track nonetheless. A little detail about the track, if you like, is that it was actually opened September 1991. It is 4.67 kilometers, but during the 92 Olympics, the circuit was actually the starting and finishing point for the 100-kilometer time trial cycling event. So that's a cool little tidbit about the Circuit de Catalunya track in Barcelona. I think it's about 25 kilometers north of the city of Barcelona. So some very familiar names there in terms of probably not known for its turn names, but Yeah, a tricky little track. And I'm hoping that we get a little bit of two-wheel action at 14 and 15 as they kiss the sausage curbs going through there before they make their way onto turn 16. And then turn 7 is a real tricky one as well at Worth. And then Campsa as well. That's like a third gear. You got to sort of like short shift down into third. And then, yeah, that's going up the hill. So really sort of balancing the car through there, and then as you slam on the brakes into turn 10. This game is not representative of the current layout of the circuit. It was changed for Formula One to try and stimulate some more overtaking. But in terms of what we're going to be doing tonight, practice is just wrapping up now. Qualifying is going to be a 15-minute shootout, and then we've got the race for 100 minutes. So in terms of stops, there are mandatory pit stops. Refueling is mandatory tonight, as is tyre changes as well. No pit window. So if you're watching the Pan Am race yesterday, they had a pit window. No such thing here tonight. Stint limit, however, is 65 minutes. So 65 out of a 100-minute race. They will need to pit within that 65 minutes. So that sort of sets the scene, if you like. Are you looking forward to this one, JJ? I am. 100 minutes. It's going to be good. I'm nice and comfy for it, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to this one. It should be a brilliant race, and not far off getting into this one. So
and the teams championship, the feedback seems to be pretty good regarding teams. It's a bit of a new concept for people in PC. Console would be much more used to it. Extremely tight at the top. Tell you what though, so is there anything in the contract stipulations with Beyond Trophies if they finish bottom? Do we still get trophies or?
I think we will, but it is very early on in the season. They did actually miss a couple of their drivers in round one, so it's the results there didn't quite show up. I think isn't true to form yet. That will come through as well. So just to the final countdown for practice, and we'll get ready for this start of this one. Just be able to catch our breath a little bit here. So I think there'll be plenty of action in this one.
This would be a shock to no one. Andy O'Hara was on top there. 43 flat was best time of practice. That belongs to him. So, he was pretty rapid last week on the Wacky Wednesday. And I definitely think it's going to be a circuit that will suit the Porsche as well. Just having a look in terms of the car lineups sort of up the top. We've got a few front engine cars up there, probably more than that were there earlier. Aston Martin.
Apologies, you just won't have any sound for the moment, that's all. Yeah, you might have to, mate.
All right, cool. We'll